This is Run That Back on the Untapped Show. I'm your host, Anastasia. Let's go.
Hey, run that back.
Today, I've got Keenan Stone. Let you introduce yourself. Who is Keenan Stone?
Well, Keenan Stone is a lot of things. I'm a martial artist first. Before I moved to Austin, I owned a martial arts studio. So I am a former sensei, but still very much in the art because martial arts is a lifestyle. Also a musician. I grew up playing drums in church, so had a very early exposure to music. And so when I moved to Austin with hopes to kind of go into my creative side, well, that's kind of where I started to link with producers. So a lot of my connections were via social media, just to kind of like get my feet rolling with the recording process and just creating. And just anything I could find to kind of just perfect my art form and performance and stage presence.
Where did you move here from?
I'm from Tupelo, Mississippi.
Wow, okay.
Down south, yeah. Tupelo is a very small, tight-knit community. I would call it a micropolitan city. That's actually a word.
Nice.
Pretty much known for being the birthplace of Elvis. But yeah, there's a rich music history. A lot of famous artists come out of Mississippi in general. That's where the blues come from, like in the Delta.
How much of that influence has found its way into your music?
Yeah, I would say it's segued more through gospel, because that's kind of where I grew up. And blues and gospel are kind of brother and sister. Right. So a lot of the messaging and kind of like the spirit of what I'm trying to get across has roots in spirituality. So that definitely comes through in my music. I'm a believer. God is in everything that I do. So it comes out in my art.
How did we get to Qi Nan? Throughout your artistic journey, how did we end up here?
Kind of my journey up to this point has been trying to find kind of what fits me and what's my personality.
Right.
And so with Qi Nan, I actually linked with a producer. His name's Trudell Falk, aka 1T2L. Shout out Trudell. I heard his production during a cypher. And so I'm like, I want to work with him. So I kind of filed him away. And then when I had the idea to do a full-length project, we had reconnected. And then it kind of just grew to doing like, let's just do an EP. And
this is your first full-length project.
It's my first full-length project, themed. And so hence the name Qi Nan. We were kind of in my house and just talking about like theme and kind of how I can make it me. And kind of what I told you before, I'm a martial artist and I spent some time in China. I studied Chinese in college. And so the name Qi Nan is my Chinese name that my Chinese teacher gave me.
What does it mean?
So literally the translation, like, so Si is a character for like sturdy, hardworking, solid. Qi is like on the rise, like rising. And Nan, it's south. So it's like the rising south. Yeah.
I love it.
South though. And I'm on the rise.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I hear it. There were some recurring themes in your content that I picked up. Faith, resilience, striving, fighting, but not in a violent way. Can you tell me about those themes and why we're hearing that so much in your music?
Yeah, so I feel like my trope is like a warrior on a journey. Like, you know, I come from a background of, you know, fighting professionally, taekwondo, wushu. And so it's like the warrior on his path, like for his destiny. And so on that road, he has these different foes and obstacles to overcome. It also underlying that spiritual warfare. We live in a spiritual space, and the spirit realm is, in my view, is more real than the physical. And so there are things that we can't see that we're battling. So it's that spiritual battle as well as the physical battle.
So tell me, what was your process for putting this project together? What did that entail?
Yeah, so I have a home studio. I'm kind of just in a room in my house, and the whole point of this project was to use the resources I had available. You know, I have recording equipment at home, so use that to record it. Like pretty much everything in-house, like literally and figuratively. Trudell would come over and, you know, we just approach a track at a time. Some tracks took longer than others, but I think the one thing that I appreciate him is that he helped me with my vocal performance in the recording. Yeah. And so he really like really reeled in hard, like add some dynamics, smile when you're behind the booth, add hand motions, like really perform as you were doing it like live in front of thousands of people, enunciating and just like getting that voice, what Keenan sounds like.
It comes through. Yeah, no, it definitely comes through. Shout out to you for that collaboration. So you're an independent artist, is that right?
That's right.
What does that mean to you to be an independent artist?
It means control over your intellectual property. It means just being able to be you, be authentically you. I feel like as opposed to being signed, it's like you're given like a blueprint and kind of direction you're kind of forced to go, and you don't really have much say on how your art's released and where it goes. I feel like being an independent artist, you have the freedom to do what you want, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it.
How do you fund this? How do you make it happen?
Music is expensive, so I work odd jobs here and there. It would be the dream to be able to do music full time and to be supported by your work, but like it takes a lot of steps to actually get there. In many things, it's like you put time in, you get money. But I feel like with music, you put time and money in, and you get nothing back for a long time.
Yes, it's a gamble. Let's put it like that. But you know what? When you win and when you're up, it's motivation to keep going. Like you're in, grind mode at this point. Does that help your art, or do you feel like it's a detraction from your art?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I feel like the hustle takes away from the creativity. I realized that when you're so enmeshed in the hustle of trying to make money, it takes away from the love of the art form. I'm many things. An artist is a part of what I am. It's not like my full identity. Right. It's an arm of what I do. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business venture that I'm working on as well. The ideal situation for me is to have my businesses thriving, and then that surplus of income I'm able to invest into my art form, and who knows, like something I write could go on the Billboard charts. But I'm not killing myself to get there. That makes any sense. Right.
So we are going to feature Rainbow Road on the Untapped Show, and I know we kind of had a discussion. I gave you my top tracks, but why Rainbow Road? Tell me about that song.
Yeah, so I am like an old school gamer, so Mario Kart was one of my favorite games like growing up, and I wanted to do a song that was like chill but also had like some oomph to it. And I feel like Rainbow Road is one of those tracks where I was actually just super relaxed because I feel like I didn't have to really perform and like snap. Yeah, I did it in one take, which is crazy. So yeah, it's probably the most chill song I have on the project, but it also has movement to it as well. And I'm making
very bouncy. Like I can see it. I can see the colors. I can see the rainbow. Like I can visualize it.
Also too, what's special about that track? One of my little mentees for Big Brothers Big Sisters, he became a producer because he was inspired by me, like starting my rap career in Austin. And so we started making beats, and so the drum line on Rainbow Road, he created it. There's actually credits if you look.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, his name's Jalen Green. Shout out to Jalen.
Shout out to Jalen. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. What are we gonna see coming next from Keenan Stone?
I think the main thing is, like, if you ever to see me in a live show, I'm always incorporating my martial arts background into my live performances. Paying homage to East Asian culture because I had a huge passion for that. You'll probably see me in a kimono. Or some karate pants or something. That's like my brand. That's like who I am. Okay. And yeah, expect motivation. Expect being fed spiritually and being inspired to go and walk into your purpose. That's like the whole point of my art, is to inspire others to find what their purpose is in life and to go out and do. So yeah, expect to be encouraged.
Hey, run that back.